pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Jackson now off the bootleg. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Check, lucky.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense. I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was. Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one behind the line of scrimmage. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check 43. You draw perfect. Hey, grip 5-2, on here. Hey, orbit.
Shotgun now for Wentz. He'll hit Jackson, complete. 23 yards on the play. Okay, what can't Deshaun Jackson do? All right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game, and he can break big plays like that. We've seen him do it throughout his NFL career. We have. What are you thinking of anything in particular? Yeah, I'm still remembering a certain Giants punter not following orders, and Deshaun Jackson made that big-time return all the way back for a game winner in that one. I still remember seeing the looks of disbelief on the Giants sideline.
Go!
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Ravens 13-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating there. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Darren And Sproles there to make the grab. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And nowhere to go. He'll make it back only to the 5-yard line.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
That's a lot of points. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. He's going to let this go deep for, and got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the play. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Working from the gun, Wentz. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. This pass complete. Wentz to Ertz. And out of bounds right around the 20.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On first down, it's Scott. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Hey, team 6. Hey, Great 57.
Wentz going to go on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Ravens are going to get the football back.
53's the mark. 53. Check 53.
Now Jackson on first down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On third down, Jackson. And he's got Snead. That's good for 28 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on zero. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Throwing is Jackson. Steps away. Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Now Wentz. That's caught by Jackson. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Wentz now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's first and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. Right side caught by Jackson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Great 15. Exit.
From the red zone now, Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion.
Man out. Shoot. Check nickel. Mike, 50.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson sliding out of the pocket to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before half for Wentz. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end